Good evening and welcome. It's March 28th, 2024, and we're joining the VA3 ZOE repeater at 8 o'clock for the Friday night ZOE Ragchew. Frequency is 443.075. The host tonight is Larry, VE3LBI. And the Ragchew is meant for an open dialogue with local hams discussing radio items and other activities associated with.
Evening all, and welcome to the Friday night ZOE Ragchew on 443.075. Plus offset and no tone is required. My call sign is Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. My first name is Larry, and I'm located on the East Hamilton Mountain. It's an open net. To join the conversation, please give us your call sign and your name. Tell us about yourself, your equipment, or ask any questions you'd like to add to the conversation. Before we start, I'd like to thank Terry, VE3IQL, for the use of that repeater. And please remember, we have a repeater that has very good coverage in Ontario, so no religion, politics, or foul language. And last but not least, please let the repeater drop in between our conversations so we can get in. Can I get check-ins for Friday night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, please. VA3IMW. Okay, I got Rick in there. Was it double up with somebody? Go ahead again.
VA3MCA. Not a double, but just adding my name to the list.
Any other check-ins? Friday night ZOE Ragchew. Come on in, please.
Good evening, Larry, VA3IMW.
Good evening, Larry. Victor Alpha, Romeo Foxtrot Portable.
Yeah, that's some noise with you. I got the Foxtrot. The rest, please.
Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Romeo Foxtrot Portable.
Okay, we'll bring in the portable first. I think it's Dave, right?
It's Vern.
Actually, it's Vern, Larry. Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Romeo Fox. Copy?
Yep, okay. A little bit more noise in there. Okay, come on in, Vern. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem, Larry. Just out for a walk. It's not really raining right now. There's maybe a light mist. The temperature's about 1 or 2 degrees. If it stays above that, maybe we'll dodge supposed freezing rain. But
Yeah, we're supposed to have a bit of a rough weekend. I'm not sure, Vern. I don't know what's going to happen. I think the northern areas are going to get a lot of freezing rain. Hopefully we won't get too much down there if we get any. Hopefully the temperature will stay above the freezing mark.
yeah, exactly. Or more, right? So hopefully we can dodge that bullet. Larry, out for a walk. I'll be around for maybe another 15-20 minutes, so I'll be listening. And I appreciate you picking me up.
Okay, thanks, Vern. Yep, yeah, a little bit noisy coming in, but I got all that, so no problem. All right, we'll be safe walking. And I think the rain has stopped for a bit. The wife actually just came in with the dog, so I think it's slowed down. Okay, any other check-ins for Friday night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, please. VE3LBI. Victor Echo 3 India Uniform Kilowatt. All right, we're going back up to Rick. VA3XJ. Come on in, Rick. How are you doing? VE3LBI.
Not bad, Larry. How are you? I'm just hoping and praying it don't freeze up and get on the road there. Got a lot of shopping to do tomorrow. I don't want to be riding in that ice. Well, I won't be riding, but got to get the groceries in the house.
Yep, no, absolutely. Give me 1 second here. There we go. Yep, okay, Rick, now I hear you. Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to. From what I saw from the forecast, hopefully I'm going to stay that way. It looked like we might get something on Sunday night. So hopefully it'll stay clear for the next couple of days.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I was gonna get her to take my truck and my truck's all equipped for that kind of stuff, eh? And get the shopping done early in the morning. And I think it's going to start sometime in the afternoon, I believe.
Yep, by the sounds of it, Rick. So, anyways, that's good. Yeah, well, like I say, hopefully, and hopefully the temperature will stay up above that. We won't get the freezing rain. It may get quite a pile of rain, but we don't have to do both. Well, I know they were out actually today. It's funny, we were driving out. We had a couple of appointments today, and they were actually putting salt down in the roads up here on the hill.
Yeah, that's good. Ahead of it before it starts. Okay, Larry, have a good night there, buddy, and we'll be listening. VA3IMW will be clear.
Yep, okay, thanks, Rick. Thanks for joining in. Let me just put a call out in case somebody else is out there. Any other check-ins for 28Mar25 ZOE Ragchew? My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo India. Come on in, please.
Victor Echo 3, India, Uniform Kilowatt.
Yep, I got you in there, Bill. No problem. I got Wade, Matt, Byrne, and yourself in there, and Rick up on the top. So, all right, anybody else checking in? Come on in, please.
Victor Alpha 3, Delta Charlie Sierra.
And that's Steve.
Okay, got another one? All right, let's drop it down to Wade and see how his week's been. Come on in, Wade, VA3NCA, VE3LBI.
VE3LBI, VA3NCA. Good evening, Larry. Good evening, everybody on net tonight. The week's been long, but now we're finally here at the weekend. We'll have to see what this weather's like. I was out just for a short bit today, and I saw there was salt put down the road, so I guess they're getting ready for it. But on my way home, it just started to lightly rain. Nothing freezing. It wasn't cold enough, but it was definitely starting to just dampen the road and everything. So we'll see what it develops into. I ordered a set of tires today for the bike so that I can get ready for the Paris Dancaster at the end of April. So that's a month away. So not sure when they are going to come, but they're to switch out the flats I have on my road bike. There's not any tread at all, and so for the P2A, that's not going to work. So they don't usually stock road bikes with tread, so I had to order some. So they'll be in a few days, and I'll swap them over. See how they ride, and maybe I'll just they tend to last longer than the flats, so maybe I'll just ride with them for a while if they're comfortable. But anyways, that was today's thing to accomplish. Find a place that I could pick them up. So freewheel there in Dundas comes through again for me. So that was pretty good. Other than that, I found an e-waste USB-based foot pedal. It's got 3 pedals on it, and I'm just messing around with it now to see if it can be converted to something for ham radio. I do have my former. I have a foot pedal right now that I made out of e-waste just by regular contact closures like a standard one would. It works great, but I found this and I thought, you know what, maybe see what it can do as far as USB, but it might just be easier to convert it over physically to switch. But anyways, that's the project right now. Back to you.
That sounds kind of interesting. So it's a USB foot pedal.
Yeah, so far as I can tell, it's meant for a transcriptionist. So it has a fast forward, it has a reverse, and then in the middle it has, I want to say play. Yeah, play. So far as I can tell, it's meant for somebody who's trying to do transcription from a recording, which I guess they just get AI to do now. So I guess the people who had to previously manage the foot pedal to move the audio around, I guess they don't need these anymore. So I plugged it in, and in Windows I downloaded a little program, and I could assign it keys to it. And if I opened up like Word or Notepad or something, and then I could click the switches and they would type the letters I assigned to them. So it seems to work in Windows. My shack computer's a Linux box though, so the next step is to see what I can do with it on Linux. Anyway, it's just one of those things that I thought was a shame to let just be tossed. So I rescued it, and I'll see if it can be converted and useful to ham radio. Anyways, that's the thought. Anyways.
Yeah, sounds interesting, Wade. Okay, let me pick up, before I do actually, Mac is live streaming this again on YouTube tonight, so if anybody's interested, go in and put VA3IMW, and I think he's got it as the ZOE Ragchew, 28th March of 25th, or just go in and look for it and see the one that says live, and you can pick it up from there. Before I jump there, bring in Mac. Anybody else checking into the Friday night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, please. VE3LBI. VE3FNI. Okay, I missed that call sign, sorry. VE3 Fox November India. My goodness, I haven't heard you for a long time. How you doing? Oh, I'm still here. How you doing, Larry? Doing good, Sean. You? Things are going pretty good. Not too bad. I thought I'd check in and say hi to everybody. You gonna be able to stick around for a few? Absolutely, 100%. VE3FNI. All right, thanks, Sean. All right, up next, Mac, VA3IMW, VE3LBI. Come on in, Mac.
Well, good evening, Larry, and all on net. Hello, Sean. Good to hear you. And yes, Larry, if you want to see the net on YouTube and check out your own signals and all the rest of that stuff, just type in my call sign in the search box and scroll down until you find that red sticker that says live, and here we are. Anyways, was a little precarious on the way home tonight. I was keeping my eye on the temperature on the dashboard. And we had a misty rain all the way from Guelph, and it was 0 degrees, just hanging on the fringe of freezing. I'm glad that they took the preemptive strike to actually lay down some of that that liquid stuff. It's a brine solution that they put spray on the road, and I think if it's effective enough, it actually keeps everything liquid to about -7 degrees. But I was still a little bit tentative, thinking that some cold spots in certain areas, perhaps 0 degrees, or who knows, maybe a fraction of a degree below that would have caused some icing conditions. But safely home. Nice to see as I came down the Clapison Hill that the temperature started to warm up, and then as going south on 403, it warmed up even further. So time I got home, I think it was 4 degrees, maybe something like that up in this neighborhood. And yeah, it was actually very good. The forecast maps that used to paint us all with freezing rain in the southern region here in Hamilton and that band, and then ice storm from the north of the side of Lake Ontario. So I think they've revised their catastrophe just slightly, and hopefully we can dodge the bullet here. Anyways, great to see everybody last weekend. Still thinking strong about our next activation, and everybody has confirmed to me that the first day of summer is actually a Saturday. So June 21st is the day that we're starting to talk about, and we'll think of a park that's convenient for everybody and a good place for everybody to get together, and trusting weather is even better than before. I'll take a quick standby and see what happens next time around, and I'll drop it down and let you pick up the rest of the guys behind me. Yep, I did it.
I think you did.
How far did we get?
Right at the end. You can take a standby until we get next round. I got it. That's everybody who got it. And then it's timed out. So, okay, so you're good. No problem.
Yeah, my problem was I didn't let the repeater cycle before I picked it up. So yeah, it wasn't all me.
Okay, Mac. All right. Yeah, we got everything. So I'll give a shout out to get Burn again and see if you're still up there. VA3IMW, are you still with us?
Yeah, Larry's still out here. Hopefully you can copy me a bit better. The conditions must not be great. Usually I can hit the repeater quite well with this radio. How do you copy?
Doing good, Burn, except I think if we give you a call, so ironic. It should have been CRF. Sorry about that. But no, you're better copy. Excellent copy now.
Sounds good. As you can imagine, I'm at a different location now. Actually, up in Memorial Park. I know you haven't worked him yet. I'm interested to hear if Bill's radio arrived today. I heard him talking to somebody about it. And yeah, I'll be around for another couple of minutes, Larry. Thanks for doing it. VA3 CRF.
No problem, Burn. Actually, Bill's up next. Let's give him a show. VE3UK, VE3LBI. Come on in, Bill. Everybody's weird. We want to know about your new radio. Is it coming or you got?
VA3LBI, VA3IUK. It's coming tomorrow morning. It's just for maybe I can fill people in what I ended up getting was a 5.6 Mark 2G with the matching antenna tuner. I think it's an 18.180 for $750. It's a chap in Toronto, and I was communicating with him. And I mentioned, because I didn't drive because my eyesight, he said, well, I'm coming down to Stony Creek on Saturday, so I wouldn't mind dropping it off before I go to Stony Creek. So he was getting it delivered, Larry.
And that's the 706, Bill? ICOM IC 706?
Yep, 706 Mark 2.
There you go, Vern. That's what he's getting tomorrow.
Sounds good, Bill. Glad you got something. I know you were looking.
Yep, quite happy. I found it on the KW shop, actually, so we were quite happy, and emailed him, and he got right back to me. So, yep, we're looking forward to it.
Okay, Bill, you're not quite in a sweet spot, but you're fine. We can pick you up. Let me pick up Dave next year. VE3 DCS, VE3LBI. Come on in, Dave.
Oh, good evening there, Larry, and hello, Annette. I was actually awake this evening for this. Picked up our little dog there from the vet this afternoon, 5:30, and brought her home. She had a whole bunch of teeth extracted, and my wife decided to go out this evening, so I've been up and down the stairs because she's had IV and she needs to go outside quite often.
So I take it the dog was in for a bit of a stay?
Yeah, we brought her in this morning just after 8 o'clock and picked her up at 5:30, and she's got a lot of spunk to her right now, but she's kind of whining a bit. We got her home. She didn't have anything to do with my wife when she got home here because maybe because she dropped her off. I don't know. She just sat right by me while we were both here, and she went out, and now she's kind of up and down to the front door whining.
What was wrong, Dave? What was wrong with the dog? Nothing major, I hope.
No, the little teeth on the very front of the mouth were flapping back and forth like dominoes, and then she had a molar on one of the upper sides had to be taken out, and one on the lower opposite side had to be taken out. So yeah, she was out, and a pretty penny later, yeah, she's home, and actually her breath smells much better right now. She was, I guess, a lot of decay in there.
Oh, it sounds like it was a teeth problem. I know whether you had heard or not, we had to take Ari to the vet. When was it? I guess the beginning of last year, was it? Pull out a dew claw. Anyway, long story short, it's a yellow lab, and while we're up there, there was some people in there. They were from Florida, and the dog, a small dog. I don't know what type it was. My wife probably would know. Anyways, it had gotten into chocolate. So we talk about kajing. Time they left, we heard the bill when they were leaving out the door, $1,500.
Yes, I can believe it. Dew claw. I thought they had bred or removed dew claws years ago and bred them out of dogs.
No, they still have dew claws, and they don't like to remove them. Apparently, something to do with an infection can cause or something in that area. Anyways, this one here was repairable. Basically, they cut it back, and I think the dog for about 4 days had like an elastic bandage on around that area. So obviously, if a dog will lick at stuff, a cat will do the same thing. I think probably any animal to heal it. And the idea was not to let it get moist again. But they were really good with us up here. Actually, I got to talk to Mac about that too, about the vet we're going to now after, but not other than that. Anyways, very good people. We really found them really patient with the dog, and they weren't quite sure how he was going to react. So I had to muzzle the dog. I mean, he weighs just upwards around 90 pounds.
Yeah, these guys are only around 25 pounds, so yeah, it's a little different. But she was coming down again. She's kind of starting to stare at me, so I might have to run and see if she needs to go outside again.
No problem, Dave. All right, I'll bring in Sean next then, Dave.
All right.
Okay, VE3FNI. My goodness, haven't heard you for a long time, sir. How you doing, Sean? VE3LBI. VE3FNI, VE3LBI. Okay, he must have got tied up in something there. I got Noel in there too. I'll give him a shout. VE3KDT. Noel, you with us? VE3LBI.
VE3KDT. Yeah, he kind of caught me at just the right moment. I said hi, sat down, and then had to go take care of a very full diaper situation there. Oh, I will say hi to everyone on that. But yeah, I got that taken care of, and I'm able to pop in at least say hi a bit. But yeah, sorry I missed the conversation or whatever we were on so far there. I think I better just step back.
Bubba, chubba wubba.
Yeah, not a problem there, no problem at all. I'm glad you checked in there. So, anyway, anything else, Mo, before I give a shout out?
No, just getting ready there. I got a bunch of company coming over tomorrow. Got my cousin, and he's got 2 little ones, so I got the laser tag all charged up, and I fully expect my house to be an absolute disaster by the end of the day tomorrow. So should be a good time. Other than that, no real traffic. I will send it back to you.
Well, have a fun time with it all, so hopefully you're going to enjoy it. All right, any other check-ins for the Friday night ZOE Ragchew? My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo 8. Come on in, please.
Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Delta Victor.
Hey, I got VA3BT and another one, but Delta Victor. I didn't get the whole thing, please. Again?
Charlie Delta Victor, Honey Creek.
Okay, that's, I think that's Cal, but I got somebody else keying up at the same time. Was that Cal?
That's right.
Not sure if that's your radio or somebody's keying up again, Cal. Try again.
It's a lid.
I got it. Okay, no problem. I got CBC here. Finish up my list here. Yep, okay, we're all good. All right, anybody else checking into the Friday night Ragchew? Come on in, please. VE3LBI. All right, we'll pick up Al next. VA3BT, VE3LBI. Come on in, Al.
Hey, good evening, Larry, and everybody on frequency. Just on a handy talkie this evening. Upstairs, your dog watching. Wife's up for the evening, so almost forgot about the net. I was like, oh, I got the handy talkie. I'm talking to that. But not much to report on my end here. And I don't know if that was a lid. It almost sounded like it was his radio. Anyways, we'll see when he gets back on there. But anyways, we'll hand it back over to you there, Larry. VA3BT.
Yep, no problem, Al. All right, let's bring in Cal next then. VA3CDV, VE3LBI. You mobile, Cal?
No, I'm on my base. Am I sounding okay?
Yep, you're fine. No problem at all. You're quite audible and everything's fine.
Well, that's great. The only thing new with me is I have an old, well, not an old, I have a Bearcat 980 SSB CB that I decided to hook up, and I ran a Magnum mount outside my house. And then it occurred to me that I can probably use my NFED, which I did. And really good results. I got very low SWR across all 40 channels. Not a big fan of CB because, you know, as well as I do, there's a lot of nonsense on there. But I had this radio kicking around. It was a good one, so I thought to hook it up, and it's working really good. Back to you.
Yeah, well, very good. That sounds like it's working. Well, that's why you're on the net right now, obviously. But glad you got it working.
Yeah, I was just sitting around, and I just thought I'd buy it one day a few years back. It's one of those digital ones, so it's a good brand, and it was a shame to just leave it laying around. So I decided to bring it online, but didn't take long, Larry, to remind me of how chaotic the CB bands are. Everybody's talking over each other, using all this crazy echo. A lot of people are drunk, so definitely ham radio is a much better choice. Thanks for doing the net, by the way, Larry. I'm not sure if I'm going to stay till the end, but 73 to everybody on the frequency, and in case I do drift away. But thanks again. Back to you.
Yeah, no problem, Cal. And the CB radio sounds like the average contest weekend that goes on. So, probably. All right, let me see. Give a shout out here. Anybody else want to check into the Friday night ZOE Ragchew? Mike Golf 5 Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. Come on in, please. I'm not sure if that's somebody trying to check in or not, but I can not definitely make out a call sign.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Fox recheck.
Yep, go ahead, Vern.
Sorry, Larry, just back at the house, and it started raining a little harder now, so I'm going to head in. So that'll be it for me. I appreciate you picking me up. Thanks for doing the net. And very pleased that Bill's radio arrives tomorrow. VA3CRF.
Okay, Vern, thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good one. Safe weekend if you're out and about there, especially with the weather the way it's supposed to be. All right, 7-3, VE3LBI. Okay, a couple things on the list here I got. Oh, finally got my hearing aids back today. What a difference. Unfortunately, I had to wait. Actually, I laid down for a while and took them out. I had to wait for my brain to readjust to the hearing aids, but absolutely fantastic. They're a brand new set and really made a difference. I was just lost with the other ones. So, and there was another thing I posted a thing on our Discord site. I think Wade looked at it. Digital for that 891, that little unit there, Wade.
Yeah, QSO, I did see that. It was using one of those little USB sound cards and a USB hub to get to split off one connection out to a USB for cat control and a USB sound card. That one?
Yeah, that's the one. Well, I know Mac bought that. Hang on, what did Mac? VA3LW, VE3LBI. What did you buy that digital one? DigiLink or something?
Yeah, mine's the DigiReg. It's a cute little box, and the cables come with it. So all in one, it'll run you for doing your digital transmissions because the 891 doesn't have a sound card in it. And it'll also it'll operate on some different software that allows you to do a bunch of stuff, including HF email and all the rest of that. So yeah, it's pretty well rounded.
Yeah, the one I posted on there, the guy built it for about $15, but I think that was somewhere overseas. But I don't think it's going to cost that much more. Actually, I think Wade said he was interested. VA3MCA?
E3LBI, VA3MCA. Yeah, I actually have a couple of those USB sticks that they showed. I used them for some messing around I was doing to try and set up a small 2 meter, 70 centimeter HT based APRS gateway or something like that. Some project. I've got them somewhere. You just strip the case off of them and you desolder the connectors, and you can solder right into the audio part of the interface. It's one of the projects that it's still on the to-do list, but what I did find in the meantime is there's those all-in-one AIOC cables, those little Kenwood connector microcontroller devices with USB-C, and they're the same thing. You don't have to put the Kenwoods on, so you don't have to mate them up to an HT with the standard programming spacing. You can hook directly into those pads just like you could with that other one. And those are really neat because they actually also have extra features like being able to detect when the carrier drops, and also being able to detect when squelch has happened. So you can actually make that a full-blown Sherry link. What's that? What is Sherry? The Sherry devices. There's some sort of a radio telephony thing. It's basically VoIP over the internet, and I'm just blanking on the name. Somebody probably is screaming it, but right now. But anyways, long story medium is I also posted a small other device that I have a couple of that are really fun to play with as well, and they're kind of the same idea, but they're all pre-built onto a little board.
There was an interesting thing that I ran across. The guy I actually put it on there, like I said, it's a YouTube thing, so that was kind of interesting seeing him building it and showing actually where the wires had to reconnect. But I thought it was kind of different, just in a cheaper type of piece that you could build if you wanted to build something like that for digital.
Yeah, that all-in-one cable is similarly inexpensive. It's not quite as inexpensive as doing it yourself if you have access to a 3D printer and you can get those cheap little USB things. But that all-in-one cable, it's actually open source. You could source it all yourself for relatively inexpensive from Chinese board manufacturer locations. But there is a ham out there, and I think that's a link I dropped, who will sell it for $25 US. Which is inexpensive as well. So they're fun little things to play with. Mine were a little cheaper because when I got involved with the group buy on one of the discords of one of the YouTube channels, I think it was Toads. Anyways, they were doing a group buy, manufacture and sell, and when they got them, they didn't realize that there was a manufacturing defect, and it required magnification, a steady hand, and a hot air gun to fix. So I thought I'd give it a shot, and I actually got them going. So I got mine for 50% off the $25. So that was a pretty good deal in the end, but I guess some assembly was required.
Batteries not included.
Oh, interesting. Okay, wait, thanks. All right, anything else before I jump back up to the top?
No, I kind of jumped in when you asked for the thing, so I'm out of turn here. So I'll let you get back on track with the list, and I'll be hanging around, listening along. VA3MCA.
Actually, before I do, let me see if Sean's back. VE3F and I, we give you a shout there, Sean. VE3LBI.
Sorry about that. VE3F and I right here. I was on the phone. I didn't hear the shout out. Just tuning back in now. I just hung up probably 8 seconds ago.
Yep, just haven't heard from you for a while. How things going? You still doing flying, or what's happening?
Yeah, a few things. Just been busy with work trying to get more revenues happening at the business. And I heard Max say hi earlier, and hi there, Wade. Hi, guys. Yeah, I'm still doing the flying. I haven't flown as much. I'm actually in the midst right now of doing a bunch of research on buying a helicopter, actually. I don't have a license for that. I think it's a 2-year plan. I think I want to move out of Mississauga first. Maybe Caledon. I've been thinking about Caledon firstly before I do the purchase. But yeah, that's what I've been up to lately, researching that, trying to figure out the ins and outs of that, and seeing if I can make it happen.
We'll have to get you a seaplane so that you can fly Mac and I someplace in these backwoods lakes. We do a little fishing and do a little activating at the same time.
Yeah, I've done that before. I don't have a license for that, but yeah, I was in a plane. It was fantastic, doing the with the floats. A friend of mine is looking at getting one sometime this year, so I suspect I'll be able to borrow it whenever I want to do a lake landing. Of course, I'd have to get the it's 7 or 10 hours or something like that of training, and then you get the endorsement for that. That doesn't make you an expert. It just you can pass. So yeah, maybe I will have access to a nice float plane in the coming year. I know he needs a place to keep it, and I have an extra hangar right now. So I might do a little bit of trading with him. It'd be kind of neat. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. I got dropped off somewhere north of Sudbury a couple of years ago, and I was there for a week, and all I had was a propane tank and a battery, really, a solar power chargeable battery. There was nothing up there. It was quite fantastic. Lots of fishing.
From what I understand and what I've heard about them, I guess the biggest thing about a float plane is basically breaking the water on a takeoff. Obviously, landing's not too bad; it's going to slow you down, but it's actually breaking that water. That contact between the water and the actual floats is the worst part. Trying to get it lifted.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, they do want a little. Believe it or not, they prefer if the water has a little bit of waviness or minuscule amount of chop by here, instead of it being a perfectly still water for whatever the reason. I think it's easier to judge when you're going to make contact, because you do need to. Normally, when you're landing, a plane on concrete, you're taking the power away, but you need to maintain the power to some degree when you're making contact with the water. The plane I was in was one of those the Howling Beaver planes, and they're very slow, but they have a lot of power and they can lift a lot of weight. They're absolutely fantastic.
I think I've seen those planes in a couple of the short videos talking about backwoods stuff where they use them. Again, you say they're slow, but they are very good at carrying a lot of equipment and fairly heavy equipment.
Yeah, absolutely. They're definitely the go-to workhorse, from my understanding. Question about the hearing aids. Roughly how much do those run these days?
Sean, I went, this is my second pair of Costco. I won't go anyplace else. Other places, and I'm sorry to say, they kind of overprice things. I've seen them anywhere from $3,000 up to probably $6,000. Costco, 3-year warranty, loss or repair, $2,000, and the government will give you $900 towards it.
Yeah, good to know. I got a perfectly working right ear, it passes the test, no problem. The left ear isn't 100%. I got hit in the head 9 years ago and instantly lost a little bit of treble, if you will, and I've been noticing it's creeping up on me a little bit, so I've been thinking about it. I understand that those earpods from iPhone, Apple rather, they can do the trick too, but I'm not going to be wearing those constantly. Just curious. Probably something I should look into.
And it's well worth the membership if you want. I mean, we got the membership because you get the Costco discount with them too. But no, this is my second pair. If I actually take them out, how can I explain it? Well, I wouldn't hear. Let's put it this way. Before I got them, I was actually getting really good at lip reading. But after I got them the first are different again from compared to the first. They're obviously more better. Yeah, such a word, more better. A better technology, and part of that is also their Bluetooth. So you can listen to their phone, your phone if you want, music, TV. They're completely different than the first set I had.
Good stuff. I'm glad it's helping you out a lot. By the way, I remember last year Wade was asking, I still got that repeater that's adjacent to 443.075 that's wiping out the ZOE repeater for me in Mississauga. It's still blasting away. I remember talking to one of the Skywide guys that said it was a zombie repeater that they didn't have access to, but yeah, I don't know what's happening with that. So it's happening right now, so it wiped you out a little bit there. I didn't catch everything, but got most of it. Anyway, I'm glad that's working out for you, and very cool how you can connect your devices so it doubles up as a set of headphones, I guess, which is fantastic.
Yep, absolutely. I had a Bluetooth HT and was able to use it in the vehicle and basically never had to touch the, other than the microphone. Obviously to key it up. Oh, no, sorry, it had a button on that one. That was also Bluetooth. That was an Anytone, I forgot the model of it, 878 or something, and it had a button you could press it right on the steering wheel, and it would broadcast or transmit into your hearing aids, and basically you never had to touch the radio.
Yeah, sorry, someone just phoned me again. The phone's been quiet all day, and now I'm getting calls like crazy. I'm gonna stay on for a bit. I'm gonna let you get on to the next ham, just so I can call this gent back. VE3FNI. Thanks, Larry.
Okay, no problem, Sean. We'll give you a show when we get down to the end. All right, Rick, you're up. VA3XRJ, VE3LBI. Come on back in, Rick.
VA3LBI, VA3XJ. Yeah, didn't that do it? Thanks for doing it, Larry. Have a super fine night and a better day tomorrow. And keep both hands on the wheel. Hope it don't get too messy. Anyhow, that's it from me. I'm going to be going QRT. Yeah, good. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, Rick, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Take care of yourself and have a good evening, and be safe up there tomorrow. All right, I'll give a shout out. Anybody else checking into the Friday night ZOE Ragchew? My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo India. Larry, located on East Hamilton Mountain. Come on in, please.
Victor Echo 3, Victor, Yankee Tango.
VE3IMW. All right, before I go back to the top of the list, let's run down and we got two more. VE3VYT. Ed, come on in. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I just figured out an extra long on my radio, so now I'm sitting on the couch here instead of sitting on my desk. Much more comfortable. Yeah, I heard the guy mention that he had a CB radio out. I'm looking at a box here with a Radio Shack TRC 457. And yes, I'm embarrassed to say I did hook it up a while ago, and I was also amused to find the same guys in Alabama and Georgia yelling at each other on the radio just like they were 25 years ago, the last time I had it turned on. So that's what I got here. I also heard did Huey just log in there? I was curious what's involved in getting a license to fly a drone. That's about it for me. Back to the net.
Oh, that was Sean I was talking to, VE3FNI. No, he's flying planes. He's not flying drones. Actually, he flies, as far as I know, he was going for a double twin engine, but he has a license for a single engine, so he's a pilot.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
Yep, not a problem. All right, pick up Garnett, VE3GMP. Come on in, Garnett, VE3LBI.
Good evening, Ray. Neighborhood on that. Not much happening. Just a quick check-in for you, Ray.
Okay, no problem. Did you figure out that time for the 10th?
I didn't even look it up yet. I'll look up tomorrow for you.
Not a rush. I'll just put it on my calendar so I don't forget you, that's all. Don't want to leave you up there stranded.
Yep, not a problem. I appreciate it, Ray.
Okay, thanks, Garnett. All right, Wade, what else you got for us tonight before I drop the Mac there? I know he's waiting to say a couple things. So VA3MCA, VE3LBI.
VA3LBI, VA3MCA. Not much more right now. I did, while we were chatting here, I did manage to get the foot pedal recognized by Linux, and now I can map keystrokes to the different keys on it. Now, I guess the trick would really be whatever application I need to have a PTT on has to be able to run it under like keyboard shortcut control. So there's got to be whatever app is cat controlling the rig would have to be able to activate PTT with a keystroke combination. I guess that would be the magic that would be left. So a little bit more work to do, but the basic USB foot pedal does seem to work at least. So I pushed the different buttons and it reports that they were pushed. So I guess it's functional. I guess it was just thrown out because they didn't need it anymore. So not sure what to do with it yet. If anybody on net has any ideas, I'm listening, or if they have some use for it, I can pass it on to somebody who can make use of it rather than it ending up in a landfill. But for now, I'm still going to keep playing around with programming it to see if I can get it doing something useful.
Yeah, well, good luck with that, man, and see how you make out. So, all right. I'm just trying to see here. Is there anything else, Wade, before I pass the Mac?
I know that's it. Actually, funny thing was with two foot pedals on the floor, I hit the USB one trying to key the mic here. So that's going to be confusing for me. Anyways, at very least, the mechanics are good. I could just replace the switches with just dry contact closures like a normal PTT. So even if the USB side of it isn't ultimately useful, it still seems like it might be a decent switch. So anyways, just another project for the pile. Back to you. I'll let you pick up a Mac or whoever's behind me. VA3MCA, back to you. Oh, and it's good to hear you, Sean. Haven't heard you in a while. Nice to hear you in there. Back to you, Larry.
Thanks, Wade. VE3, I actually have to check out of that. Sorry, gents. I'll have to see 7.3s. Okay, Sean, thanks for getting in here anyways. You're a busy man.
7.3, Sean.
Unfortunately. All right, thanks, John, for joining in there. VE3F&I, VE3LBI. Have a good one, and safe weekend. Thanks, guys. By the way, Dave did an activation today. He did Charlie Alpha 1298. Said he cut it short. It was starting to rain, but he did get it activated, so he was out there. I missed him. He was out about 2 o'clock till around 3, I believe. At that time, I was out getting a haircut, so unfortunately, I wasn't able to pick him up. But he did activate Charlie Alpha 1293, and I don't remember what the park is, but some lake or something. All right, another call out. Anybody else checking in? 28Mar25 ZOE Ragchew. My call sign, Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. Come on in. It's all quiet. Max, you're up. VA3IMW, VE3LBI. Go ahead, sir.
And the repeater has dropped, so I got a clear 3 minutes. Anyways, really interesting to hear Sean talking about float planes and just a little bit of useless trivia. The reason that float planes, as well as boats, perform much better in slightly choppy water is because it creates less surface tension between the floats or the hull of the boat. And that way, if you have a little bit of a chop, the stickiness of the water, it has less of a hold on what is floating along the surface of the water. So with a slight chop, it's easier to take off rather than a still calm lake. And the most dangerous part of float planes is landing. And that is because you're flying along, and the normal thing to do is reduce your speed and come in and reduce power and just glide to a soft landing. However, the difficulty there is, again, the stickiness of that wet stuff that we call water. The surface tension grabs hold like glue. And that's why you've got to reduce speed as you're coming in, but apply power as the floats are making contact with the water. And that way you don't go ass over tea kettle. And that is the worst thing about float planes. Um, the friction between the water and the floats as you're landing can create a really dangerous situation. And you'll nose in and do a few backflips and end up in pieces. Not only pieces of aircraft, but pieces of human beings laying around here, there, and everywhere. Anyways, let me drop. And yes, Larry, your friend did leave, and it was a lid trying to take advantage of our good friend out there in Stony Creek. Let's see what else is going on. Was there something in particular that you figured I was going to talk about?
You had mentioned something about first day of September?
No, first day of summer.
Sorry, summer, what I'm thinking about. Actually, I had a question for you, too. How was your noise? That's one of my questions. How was the noise out there last activation? I think the bands weren't great, but how was the noise?
Oh, that's the best park ever. It's the most RF friendly park that I've ever activated from. There's just absolutely nothing out there. So yeah, if you want to work all bands, that's the place to go. Um, when Edward was supposed to be there with me for the N1CC event, I can remember switching to 80 meters and looking at my radio and thinking, "Oh my God, something's broken," because I always expect to have like S7 or S9 noise level with 80 meters. It was so quiet. I could have sat there on 80 meters and worked all day long, all day, all night, all day, except they would have kicked me out of the park at sundown. But yeah, it's the most RF friendly place. And I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but when we arrived at the park, there were two police cruisers in the back corner. They were kind of having an eyeball with each other and shooting the proverbial whatever. And we got busy throwing up antennas, getting radio equipment ready. And the one gentleman, as they left, he stopped and he says, "I got to ask you, what's going on here?" I said, "Well, we're federally licensed radio operators. It's known as amateur radio or ham radio." The guy had never heard of it. He says, "Here I am, a police officer, and I'm 40 odd years old, and I've never heard of this before." Um, so the other guy that was in the second cruiser pulled up and said, "Yeah, yeah, it's ham radio. You haven't heard of that?" So it was kind of interesting, and he thought it was absolutely amazing that with simple gear out in the field. And I told him my furthest DX from a park was New Zealand, and his eyes got wide. So I'm sure that he probably went home and did a little bit of internet lookup to see what the heck was going on there. But yeah, it was super duper and super quiet.
Should have invited him over to have a look at the equipment and, just, I guess they're probably busy and on duty and stuff, but he might have been able to take a couple of seconds, or he was just leaving, whatever. But, yeah, that's good. Another interest, and also, look who you're talking to, right? They're going to be, oh, yeah, okay, those guys are fine. We know what they're doing.
Yeah, I guess the other thing was that there was a box of Timbits on the table, so you're going to attract some attention there, right? Wherever there's donuts, there's cops.
Didn't have your fishing rod out with a hook on it, eh?
Nope.
Okay. All right, now we're back to the other one. The first day of summer, you got that something planned. I think you said the 21st of what?
Well, yeah, that was funny because I was having a QSO with some guy, and I was telling him about our group activation. He says, "Well, when are you going to do the next one?" I said, "The first day of summer." And he said, "What day is that?" I said, "It's the day after the last day of spring."
Yep, and his comment was, okay, thanks, buddy.
Well, he said something like smart ass, but Toby was on frequency at the same time, and she chimed up and, already filled them in to say it was June 21st. So June 21st, thereabouts, every year, summer comes along and smiles on us. So and it happens to be a Saturday, so it's a double win. We can do our next group activation on the first day of summer, and it'll be a weekend, and it'll be a nice park, and we haven't picked it yet.
Okay, yeah, all right, no problem. So it brings me up to a little comment there. Mac, did you know that dog catchers are paid by the pound?
Dad jokes abound. Nicely done.
Okay, no problem. And another little thing here I got written down. April 1st, I don't know for sure, but that's when the carbon tax is completely dead. I think they, from what I heard so far, looking at about 13 cents off of a liter of gas, you'll find that your gas coming to the house, your natural gas, will be cheaper because they'll be removing some of that carbon tax off. Now, I think I'm not sure about. We pay a tax on batteries and certain things. Is that part of the carbon tax?
I don't think it is. I think it's a tax that's associated, pretty much similar to the disposal for aerosol cans and other stuff like that, right? I don't think it's carbon associated. I think it's just more from a landfill or whatever that situation is. So I don't think it's part of the carbon tax.
Yeah, recycling or something.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. As I was saying yesterday, I guess when the carbon tax was implemented, everything went up immediately. When now that they're deleting it, they're taking their sweet time to have all of the cost factors reduced. So, yeah, it's just like they always do. Things go up a lot quicker than they come down, except for seagull feces coming at your freshly washed car. Anyways, you've got your snowblower all summarized and put away for the season. Fogged the spark plug and parked it away.
No, I got to put it back together. I still have the cowling off of it after I cleaned out the air jet. I want to run it, make sure it's going to run properly, and then because it's hard to get at the idle adjustment with the cowling on it. As a matter of fact, you can't. I was actually looking to see where I could drill a hole to put a screwdriver in there to make the adjustment. So I may still do that, but no, it's in the back lean-to, and it's not completely done yet. So, all right, Max, let me pick up Bill next, unless you got something else.
No, I think we're good for now. And just a quick note, anybody who has a suggestion for summer park, we haven't done anything on the southwest area in Hamilton. So we also have to bear in mind looking for ample parking and stuff like that. So our selection is going to have to be open-minded. Anyways, we've done 3 corners of the city, let's say, for the time being, and want to fill in the 4th, I think. Anyways, thanks. I'll let you go and grab Bill, or at least talk to him.
Got it.
Yep, go ahead, Wade. VA3IMW VA3LBI.
VA3LBI, VA3NCA, and the group. I have to jump, so I'm going to give my 7-3s now and say thanks again there, Larry, for another Ragchew on Friday. Great end of the week and entry into the weekend. So thanks as always for doing it. Good to hear everybody. Long time no hear from Sean there. That was great to hear. And I'll let you pick up Bill right next. 7-3 all good night. VA3NCA, back to you.
Okay, Wade, take care. All the best. Have a good weekend. Safe drive. VA3NCA VA3LBI. Hey, just before I pick up Bill, anybody else checking in? 28Mar25 ZOE Ragchew, Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. Come on in. Okay, Bill, you're up. The think I'm in a good spot here. If you want corny jokes, I hear there's a sequel to the movie Oliver Twist coming out. In the second movie, he gets a second helping and gets straightened out. Okay. Okay, anyway. Just a couple of comments. I don't know if people would want to travel this far, but I think another friendly place for QRM friendly place is Pembroke Conservation Area, but I don't know if people would be willing to travel that far. But I've been there twice this year, and it seems like a pretty quiet spot. And as far as me finding my sweet spot, I'm working on getting something in the shack here for VHF, UHF. And that's it for now, Larry. As I say, just looking forward to getting my radio tomorrow and getting a nice day and get out there and test it. So that's about it, Larry, and thanks for doing it. Oh, by the way, Sean FNI sounds a lot like Albert. I was amazed. I had to give my head a shake there before I realized it wasn't Albert. Anyway, back to you, Larry.
Yeah, when you went, you said which conservation? Pembroke Conservation Area?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, all right. I'm thinking the other. What's the other one? There's another one Dave went to. I think Max went to it too. Not the bits. I know where it is. Anyways, okay, yeah, Pembroke Conservation Area. Gotcha. I know Dave's activated a couple times. Mac, you activated that. How was the noise?
Oh, that was the dream day. I got like I forget the count. It was like 370 something QSOs in one afternoon. I set up my Pac-12 antenna, and the SWR and resonance was so good I didn't even have to use a tuner. So I worked 20 and 40 meters without a tuner, full resonance. And I told everybody I was staying there, and as long as they kept coming, I was going to stay there and take their calls. So yeah, I think it was like 378 QSOs. Probably the best afternoon of activations that I've ever done. So yeah, good place. And I guess the only downfall is that you got to pay to get in there. And I'm not sure. I don't even remember how much it cost. But for me, it was definitely worth the while.
Okay, no problem. There you go, Bill. All right, let me pick up Dave next. VE3, we're getting close to the shutdown time here. Actually, we're past it. VE3 DCS, Dave, VE3 LBI. What else you got for us tonight, Dave?
Well, I've been up and down a few times today. This evening with the dog during this net. She finally came down, just laid down, and she's on her side. So she's not looking or listening for anything right now. Well, they're always listening, but she's quite relaxed. That's it. I think this is the second net Ragchew I've ever made. So yeah, I've enjoyed it listening along.
Good, Dave. Yep, well, we're here every week, and we really don't sometimes have a topic, but we could usually find some way to fill in an hour. So we're actually past the hour right now. But all right, Dave, anything else before I pass it down to Noel? And after I get done here, I'll just do a quick 7-3 round. So I'll drop it down to Noel if you're clear.
Yeah, I'll just listen along to the 7-3s.
Yep, we'll do a 7-3 round shortly. VE3KDT, Noel, you still with us?
VE3KDT, yeah, I am here. What was it? Going back to that question about drones, couldn't tell you exactly about the licensing in that, as far as getting the license, but I can tell you that if your all-up weight, including the battery, is under 250 grams, you don't need to worry about any licensing or anything else like that. So if that helps, there's that. Also, as far as I'm on the POTA site right now, and there really is nothing south of Hamilton other than the Salt Fleet, the one at Rymel and Dartnell, and then all the way down to the Pembroke Conservation Area. But there's literally nothing southwest at Coketown.
Okay, no problem. All right. Al, anything else? VE3BT, anything else before we do a 7-3 round?
No, I'd have to step out,
pick up my son there from work, so just sitting here listening along.
Okay, we won't mention anything about work. VA3CDV, Cal, you still with us? VE3LBI? He said he might be gone. Ed, did that kind of answer your question? VE3BYT, VE3LBI? Lowell kind of mentioned something there about the drones.
Oh, unfortunately, I was out of the room for a moment and I think I missed it. But thanks, I'll catch up with Noel later. Yeah, I was thinking about POTA, and somebody just mentioned there seems to be very few places south of the city, but if we kind of say, well, maybe we could go west and north, then I would suggest Christie Lake Conservation Area. There's lots of pavilions there that either you could borrow or even rent out for the weekend. It even include a washing facility. It's a pretty nice place. Lots of wide open spaces if you just want to set up on your own. I know that if you go to the very east end of the park, it's pretty good stuff there. And if you go to the very west end of the park, there's a few places you can hide away in, I guess, little clearings in the forest. So all that would be a good spot. Valence, of course, is a long drive, but it's a beautiful spot. So I would probably have to say Christie because it's closer. That's it. Thanks, the net.
Yep, okay, no problem. I don't know. Do you want to repeat that about the drones if you can, if you got a second? VE3KDT?
VA3KDT, yeah, you got a good copy on me here? Sorry, I switched to the portable.
Yeah, no, good copy. Go ahead. Ed's in there now. Just repeat what you said about the drone and the weight.
Yeah, no, it was, as far as getting your license on that, I couldn't tell you exactly, but if you're going to fly anything that the all-up weight, including the battery, is less than 250 grams, you don't need to worry about any licensing at all.
So that stuff you saw, did you see Huey last week with a couple of drones he had in the park there? I know one was very tiny. I imagine that must have been 250 grams. Any idea how much the bigger one was?
Yeah, I believe that smaller one was exactly for that sub 250 exemption. As far as the bigger one, you'd have to talk to him. There's kind of two different schools of thought about it. The camera, drone, whatever type thing with all the bells and whistles and follow you and do all those crazy modes. And I've been playing with more the racing FPV goggle stuff. So I can tell you more about that stuff, but I really don't know. You better to talk to you.
Short? Yeah, somebody else there with a short call sign, please.
VE3DJZ, it's me,
Yeah, okay, go ahead, Jay.
I was just saying, the small drone, with 249, you don't need a license. I have a license for the bigger one at my Vance. You have to have that for the big one.
Oh, I see. And do you have to pass some sort of test to do it, or is it just fill out an application form and pay cash?
It's $5 for the application. You go online and do a test in 30 minutes. You have to have 75% to pass. And then you get your Vance.
All right, well, look into that then. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. It's quite, they had some weird questions in that. It's not like you're going to go fly a plane or something, but yeah, they had some weird questions. But yeah, it's about 35 minutes, and I think it's $5. No, I think it's $5 or $10. And then the second time around, it's $5 to do it over again.
Sounds like I can handle that. Thanks a lot.
Okay, all set. Garnett, VE3GMP, VE3LBI. We're doing anything else, Garnett, before we do a 7-3? Okay, any last check-ins? Last call. Any more check-ins for Friday night ZOE Ragchew? Last call. VA3IMW Mobile. Go on in, Mr. Steve.
Good evening, all. Just on a drive home from work here. I may as well mark VA3MHZ for a check-in as well.
got both of you. I was just doing a 7-3 round. So you guys want a 7-3 now? Since you're mobile?
Yep, roger that. 7-3 all. 7-3 all.
You guys have a safe drive home. All right, let's run it down the list. Wade's gone, Rick's gone. Mac, VA3IMW VA3LBI 7-3 all, Mac.
Very good. Thanks, Larry. Certainly appreciate it. And I'll be monitoring frequency. And I know you're in a hurry to go out for a breath of fresh air. We'll stick around and listen to the afterglow.
Okay, no problem, Mac. All right, Vern's gone. Bill, VE3IUK, VE3LBI, just doing a quick 7-3 round, Bill.
Okay, 7-3 all, Larry. Thanks for doing it, and I'll stick around and listen for a while.
Hey, thanks, Bill. I'll be in touch with you, too. VE3DCS, VE3LBI, 7-3 round, Dave.
Yeah, Larry, 7-3 all. Really enjoyed this evening. Yeah, probably catch you next week. Thanks, all.
No problem, Dave. Noel, VE3KDT, Noel, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3 round.
Yeah, 7-3s. Thanks for doing the net. Had a lot of fun. Did you want to say anything?
Good night.
I got my oldest there. He's got him distracted enough from Minecraft for a second. But yes, everything. Sorry, that was the end of it. VE3KDT.
Gotta get him to say 7-3s.
I will work on that. He was. I pulled him away for a second.
All right, tell him good night. Have a good weekend with the kids, too. L, VA3BT, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3 round, L.
All right, Larry, thanks for doing it. Thanks for being there. And 7-3, everyone. Have a good evening.
Barry.
Somebody else in there, go ahead.
Al knows.
Yeah, he said Barry. I'm not listening to him.
Oh, okay. Speaking of, I got to get together with Al too. I got to move something. Nothing major. Just I need to move up. We just got lightning coming in. Within thunder and lightning within 30 kilometers of our area. So be careful, guys. Ed, DE3VYT, VE3LBI, 7-3 round, Ed.
Thanks, Larry. Thanks for doing the net. Best wishes to everybody for a wonderful weekend, and that's about it from this end. Having a long weekend sitting on the couch here, it certainly is the way to go for future nets, I'll say. 73.
Okay, no problem. And that's so that one just came in was 30 kilometers, 20 miles in our area. We got a lightning alarm just come on. So, Huey, if you're still with us, we're just doing a 7-3 round, Huey. I think that wraps it up, guys. Was going to say anything else? I don't think so. Anyways, be careful. Weather weekend, don't know what's going to happen. Everybody be safe out there. All right, I'd like to thank Terry, VE3IQL, for the use of that repeater. And once again, guys, you guys make the net. I just write down the call signs and the names. You put the net together with the conversation. So appreciate it very much. And I guess the next one will be in April. Not April the 1st, though, Mac. Haha. But anyways, the 1st of April, they're coming in. And I guess that's it. I'd like to say thank you again. My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo, India. I'll be clear and turn the repeater back over to normal use. Thank you again. 7-3.
There we go. And that's what the ZOE Ragchew sounds like on a Friday night. Thank you all for joining us tonight. This is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey, your friend here in Hamilton. My name is Mac, and we'll be back subsequent evenings with Lake Ontario Radio Club nets and perhaps some further Parks on the Air activations. Don't forget to like and subscribe. 7 3s.